Hello! That was a quick cue, and we are now going to go into Shiva. And I decided to wear the summer outfit for this, because I thought it just way too ironic for me not to be taking on the Ice Queen in a swimsuit. Now this opening cutscene is story spoilerific, so I'm going to go ahead and skip it. It's also long, so I don't want to waste the party's time, but definitely watch it when and if you play this. Alright, Shiva. A classic summon from the Final Fantasy games of yore. And a pretty darn good fight. I can better zoom out. Alright, so I'll just point out the mechanics as we go here. Alright, Hailstorm. This is a pretty standard fare. Don't have your circles overlap with anybody. Try not to hit anybody else with it. You're gonna get hit by it, but don't take anybody else with you. Alright, when she summons these rings, these are actually AoE markers. Try to stand somewhere where you're not inside a circle. Sometimes she's gonna basically cast a bunch of circles that are gonna end up covering the arena in sequence, basically. You're going to treat those kind of like you treated the bomb boulders in Titan Fight. Get into the one that spawns last, and then when the ones that spawn first resolve, get into those zones to avoid getting hit. When these ice soldiers show up, I'm going to do some hate mitigation here. These ice soldiers need to die. Again, these are very much like other boss ultimate mechanics. These will power up the ultimate just like the Infernal Nails in the FFXIV, or Titan's Heart in the Titan fight, or the Grey Arbiters in the Remove fight. Once all four of the ice soldiers are down, just focus down until she becomes untargetable. Then I like to get into the middle, because healers will usually try to cast a bunch of buffs, and you want to get into them before she does this. She freezes everybody, you can't move, and then she'll do the classy BAM! Diamond Dust, one of my favorite ultimates in this game. It's just classy. Alright, now we're in second phase, which is much like the first phase. Okay, so here is the... There we go. I didn't do that well, but the best thing to do on that, since the middle resolves last, get into the middle, then when the ones on the outside start resolving, go to the outside. Fortunately, we've got two scholars, and they've been doing a really good job of providing health buffers. And really, at this point, just kill the boss. Oh, when she does this, stand still. Because if you move, you're going to slide around. If you hit the edge, you're going to get frozen. That's all with Shiva. Now you'll notice that very last maneuver, that's actually how you do that, how you correctly do that circle of ice thing. Get into the middle, wait for the ones on the outside to resolve, then cut to the outside before the middle resolves. So yeah, not a terribly difficult fight. Even if you screw up a mechanic or two, it's usually not going to be enough to kill you. Alright, so that's Shiva, and that is all of the 2.4 content. So next we're going to start doing the 2.5 content. As always, we have 3 more dungeons, one story dungeon and 2 optional hard mode dungeons. Then we're going to have the last 24 player dungeon. We're going to have the last Hildebrand trial. We're going to have another story trial. So a lot of content in 2.5. And then 2.55.
Blind bloody fool.
I am no blind bloody fool. But we'll get to you later, Iceheart. I'm talking to the people. People. No, so yeah, we're going to have a 24-player dungeon, 3 4-player dungeons, and 2 trials in 2.5. And then in the 2.55, which is a little epilogue section more or less that I'll say concludes the 2.x storyline, but I'll say nothing more about that story than it ends on a massive cliffhanger and a desperate need to want to start the Heavensward storyline. But there is actually a trial in the 2.55 story, and that will be the last thing that we do of level 50 content before we start into Heavensward. So basically there's going to be 7 videos remaining in the 2.x storyline. 1 24-player dungeon, 3 4-player dungeons, and 3 trials. And then we get into Heavensward. So until then, have a great day.